Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers The Last Night review for you today. This is the Premier Edition Deluxe Class Barricade. So as you can see, nice cool picture of Barricade here on the front. This is kind of the new box packaging they're doing for the Deluxes. I'm not sure if they're just calling the first wave Premier Edition, and then with the normal release they're just going to be like bubbles on cards like we're used to. I don't know if they're going to stick with this box packaging. I mean, it's fairly nice, but the problem is that at Target and Toys R Us, these are $19.99 a piece. Luckily, I found these at Walmart, and it was like $15.83 or something like that. So far more reasonable at Walmart. So that's where I would suggest picking them up, because I feel like $16, that's only like about $1 more than normal deluxe prices. $20 is a little bit much in my opinion. Taking a look at the top of the box here, you can see you got Megatron, Berserker, and Barricade. Not really much going on the bottom there. Not too much on this side. Just has a little picture of Barricade there, and it says Sinister Trickster. And then it says Sinister Trickster in several other languages. So there you go. And then on the back you can see Robot Mode, Alt Mode, and then it also has Berserker and Bumblebee. This Bumblebee, I believe, is just the same toy that they put out in the last movie, Age of Extinction. There was like a pack they did at Toys R Us where it was like this Bumblebee figure, and he comes with those two circle star weapons. And then it also came with like a repaint or just another repack of the Legends Bumblebee that they did back when they did that line of Legends class figures that came with a little robot that turned into a gun. So it was that Bumblebee and this Bumblebee in a 2-pack. I think it was a Toys R Us exclusive. I'm not sure if the mold was released outside that until now. So Barricade and Berserker are the only two molds in the deluxe class. The fourth one is Slash, Dinobot Slash, which is also from Age of Extinction but just repainted. So I didn't bother picking that up. So yeah, that's it for the box here. Let's go ahead and get Barricade out and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here's Barricade out of the packaging. He seems kind of short. Not so short that it's a problem or anything. He does have a ton of car kibble on his back. But I'll get into that a little bit later. I do want to mention that right out of the box, this heel is kind of transformed wrong. It's kind of just like pushed right against his foot. You can pull it out a little bit. And then you can kind of get the heel to sit flush. So that it actually kind of gives him a heel. Helps him stand a little bit better. But yeah, I like the look of him. Try to get in close so we can take a look at his head sculpt and face. And I apologize if my lights are going to go crazy because they're probably going to do that. But you can see he's got a really nice Decepticon symbol there on his forehead. He's got 4 red eyes. And then that's kind of it for his face. He doesn't really have many other details. He just kind of... It almost looks kind of like a drone in my opinion. I wish his face had a little bit more character. I don't really remember him looking exactly like that in the previous movies. So I'm not sure. But the head can move from side to side. And I guess it is on a ball joint. You can get a little bit of up and down movement, but there's not much place for it to go. The shoulder has a swivel here as well as out to the side. There's a bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. Though my elbows are a little bit loose. Not terrible, but a little bit. Wrists have movement. And I wanted to point out, because I think this is a really neat touch, get in close on his knuckles. Oh, what is up with my lights? Stop. I'll have to fix them in a second. But you can see here it says serve, and here it says protect. So he's got like brass knuckles with words on them, which I think is an interesting touch. So he's going to pound that into some Autobots' faces, I guess. What is going on with my lights? Maybe that'll be a little better. There we go. As far as the no waist, or I should say like no waist swivel, but you have the hips, there's a ball joint there, thighs swivel, pretty much 90 degrees in the knee, and then you have a little bit of ankle play, mostly because of the transformation. And then like I said, with these heels, you can bring them all the way down if you want, bring it out so that they're actually heels, which I think helps him stand. Not that he's super top heavy or anything, he's not really in danger of falling, but the more heels the better. As I can't get him to stand. So he has tons of accessories, which I want to get into. But the other thing I want to talk about real quick. So this is his giant backpack. And if you open up these doors, which will be part of the transformation later, you can see right here, it's connected by just kind of 2 pegs. You can kind of clip it, pop it right off. And you can see it's just like 2 little pegs and 2 little holes right there. So you can take the whole thing off if you want. And then that really frees up his back. And then he has absolutely no kibble whatsoever. I mean, this thing looks kind of weird just hanging off on the back. But it completely frees him up. And I want to get into his accessories real quick. He has this gun, which is one solid light gray color, but you can see it has a nice big tab here on the side, and that's because it can tab in here on his thigh, kind of like how RoboCop would store his weapon there, which I really appreciate. I think that's really cool. He also has kind of a nightstick, or baton, which of course can also tab into the other thigh, which again, I think it's really neat to load him up with all these accessories. And then he's got this kind of Gatling gun piece. You can see there's 2 tabs here which peg into the underarm right here. So you kind of put them in there, and then you kind of close this around, and then he's got this like Gatling gun fist, which I think is pretty cool. I love all the accessories that he comes with. And I apologize, I don't know why my lights are being so squirrely, but hopefully they stop. But yeah, I really like the Gatling gun fist there. I like that a lot. I'm going to take it off for a second because... So, I've seen pictures online where people have somehow... Now that you take this off, they've kind of made it like a riot shield. And I've been playing around with it a little bit. And this is what I came up with. It's not perfect. But if you open this up, turn it upside down, you can see that there's this little... like... clip right here. It's not really much to it, it's just a plastic clip. And if you take this, the tab that would peg into the thigh of the nightstick, and you can kind of put it in there like that. So if you do that and then kind of slide it into the fist and then close the doors, he can kind of hold it as a shield. Again, it's not perfect. And honestly, the elbow joints are not strong enough to support it. But if you put the arm straight out and kind of turn the wrist, you can kind of get something going. And then you can give him his gun from the other leg, if I can get it off. And that pops pretty easily into his hand. Of course, now that I say that, it won't do it. Come on. You were in there earlier. There we go. So let me see if I can get him to actually pose. And then you can get the shield working. Of course, it's going to fall off now, just to be difficult. Peg that back in there. Like I said, it's definitely not the best connection. It's very loose. It's very tentative. But if you can get it to stay, which of course now I can't, because it wants to make me look stupid. Alright, come on now. So yeah, it's just an idea. Like I said, it's not perfect. But I mean, if you could get it to pose and you can get it to stay for a minute, it kind of works. It takes the kibble off of his back. It gives him a cool shield. Again, it's not perfect by any means, and it's certainly not going to stay, and it's certainly not meant to be done. Just kind of like an unofficial fan mode. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought it was a neat idea. Apparently Barricade's not happy with it because he's just completely given up on me here. So now I have to figure out how to get this back on. Open this back up, and then I have to extend this out so you can clip it back on here. And that's the nice thing. It does clip on and off fairly easily. I don't think you're going to run into any problems breaking it or anything. So there we go. But yeah, I just thought it was a cool idea. It takes the kibble off his back and kind of gives him a little bit something extra to do with that shield. But yeah, otherwise, I think it's a pretty cool robot mode. I really don't have too many problems with it. Having the big car piece on the back is not ideal. But I love all the accessories that he comes with. I love the fact that you can peg him onto the thigh. I really like this Gatling gun hand. It's nice. He comes with a lot of cool accessories. If you can get the shield thing to work, that's another technical accessory you could use. So pretty cool. I like the light bars on the top have the red and blue. I like the red and blue here in the grill of the car. Again, face isn't perfect, but it's workable. It's fine. Nothing terrible about it. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Alright, so I've taken all the accessories off. The directions say you can leave the thigh accessories on. I just find it easier to take them off just for now. Basically what you're going to start with, you're going to rotate the fists 90 degrees. I apologize, 90 degrees out towards the side. And then you need to rotate the fists 90 degrees back so that they're, you know, facing upward like normal. You're going to lift the chest piece straight up, and you can see how that kind of, you know, fits flush with the piece that's on the behind his head to make the full hood of the car. Now this is where it gets tricky to me. I like to turn these just to kind of get them out of my way. I feel it's a little bit easier. You're going to kind of bring this up and then bring this out of the way. And then this joint here, and I'll try to get closer. This joint here is going to collapse down. And then this whole thing is going to go in. Now there's a little tab right there on the left side of my finger. And that's going to kind of tab into the side of the arm here. But like the thigh kind of gets in the way, so you just kind of have to be careful, and you kind of have to make sure you bring the fist underneath. It's not ideal, but you can get it to go. So make sure all this is in. Push it in as far as you can get it in. Peg that in as far as you can. And then you can slide this up and it'll tab into the hood. There's a super tiny little slot. You can see it right there where my thumb is. And that tabs in underneath. So lift this up. Bring this out of the way. Bring this down. Make sure you get it underneath the hood. Peg the forearm into the side. And I apologize that there's no light working here now. Make sure this goes down in as much as it can. And then rotate this up and tab into the hood. And if you get it all the way as close as you can, it should tab in. Mine doesn't stay together perfectly, but it stays together relatively well. So that's like 90% of the transformation. At this point, you're going to rotate these feet up, and then you can bring the heels back in and they'll sit flush like that. And you're going to peg the 2 feet together, and that's pretty much the whole back end of your car. At that point, you're going to fold the doors out from the, you know, top shield section, what we were playing with earlier. And that's just going to rotate back and drop down like that. And then you're just going to push it down, peg everything in, make sure everything snaps into place. Oh, that's on the other side of the clip. There's little tiny clips, just like right here and here, which that will just kind of clip into for stability. So there's pretty much your police car. You can come back under here now and put these in if you'd like. Tab that on there. Tab that on there for storage. But yeah, it's a pretty decent little police car. Sure, it could use more paint, but at least you have a little bit of black here. It's kind of hard to see against the navy blue, but this is black. And then this over here is navy blue. It's just two really dark colors next to each other. But I like the police on the side with the Decepticon symbol. Here on the side, it says to punish and enslave, just like it did on the original toy from the first movie. Still have that red and blue in the front. Rolls pretty well. You can take this Gatling gun piece from earlier, and you can see the two pegs here, and they can peg into those two slots right there in the back window. And then you can bring these down. So I think that's kind of cool. I appreciate that all three of the accessories can store on the vehicle mode. He's got a little bit of extra firepower. Rolls pretty well. I definitely think it's a fairly simple transformation, but getting the arms in can be a little difficult. But one or two times and you'll get the hang of it, and then it's really not a big deal. But yeah, I think it's a fun little cop car. Like I said, maybe it would have been better to have this black piece be white to match the sides. And then it would be a little bit more like of a pop of color. Because the black really just blends into the navy blue almost to the point that you can barely see it. It's almost the same color, really. Back of the car, not too exciting. Just that little bit of red for the taillights. But yeah, overall, I like the design of the car mode, maybe just a little bit different choices with the paint. So overall, I think this Barricade is pretty fun. I still personally think I like the Barricade from the first movie toy line better. I just kind of liked that transformation a little bit better, and I loved the fact that he had the little Frenzy figure in his chest. Even though it's a very basic Frenzy figure, I thought that was just a fun little touch. But I love all the accessories that this guy comes with. The gun, the nightstick, the little Gatling gun arm accessory. The fact that they put the protect and serve like brass knuckles on his hands is a nice detail. The color scheme's okay. Again, the kind of really dark gray or black kind of gets lost against the dark blue, navy blue color. So, you know, maybe those weren't the two best colors to put together because they're so dark they kind of get lost on each other. But otherwise, it's a decently fun transformation. I love the accessories. I really do like the fact that like that back piece can kind of be used as a shield, even though that's not official. I think it's something fun to do. So yeah, is it a perfect figure? No, but I still think it's fun. And the fact that there's really only 3 new molds so far in the first wave of this toy line, you know, makes me forgive a little bit more of what I might not normally forgive just because there's not a lot of options out there right now. So I would say pick them up. If you're looking for a new movie Transformer fix, I would definitely recommend Voyager Prime first, because that's a really amazing figure. But this guy's not bad. I think he's totally fun. You can definitely have some fun with him. Yeah, I recommend picking him up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Premiere Edition Deluxe Barricade. Please like and subscribe. Please like and share. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.